For those who I don't know, my name is Yuen, and I'm the chair of the board of the Chinese American Museum. I'm a retired teacher, in case you haven't noticed how I got this group in order. I served for almost 50 years in LA City and County Public Schools, and I retired from Cal State LA as a professor of education. But I'm very proud today also to mention that I'm a commissioner appointed by Supervisor Solis on the Human Relations Commission. But this morning is not about me. We're here this morning to celebrate and cheer on our friend, our brother, our colleague, Eddie Yuen. We can all now call ourselves foes, friends of Eddie. I'd like to welcome you all, and especially our Sisterhood of Warriors. These are our Board of Supervisors for the county, and I'm so proud to be able to be connected with all of you. I'd also like to welcome all the department heads who are here today, and then the esteemed guests, the elected officials, the family of Eddie, and all those who are here together to cheer him on. And also, are there Trojans in the audience? Woo! Because Eddie is a Trojan. That must be James Okazaki in the audience. I first met Eddie not too long ago, frankly. And it was when we were trying to bring voting into the communities, because it's so important for some of our legacy communities to be able to vote and to understand what we're voting for. So the Chinese American Citizens Alliance, LA Lodge, volunteered to be one of the voting places. And we have Daisy Ma, another commissioner, and other people from CACA LA here with us today. We also put out a call for people to come down to the lodge one weekend to help, to get the message out to the community. And that was where I first met Eddie. But Eddie didn't come alone. He brought his family, he brought his friends, he brought his colleagues, he grabbed people off the streets. That's Eddie, right? For you guys, if you know him, that's the way he operates. And so we had a very successful voting event in Chinatown, and then we've since volunteered for several other voting events. Later on, as I learned more about Eddie, I grew to admire and respect him even more. With over 2 decades of public service under his belt, Eddie Yuen brings a wealth of expertise, passion, and innovation in everything that he does. When I spoke to him that day when I first met him, knowing that I was involved with bilingual and minority multicultural education, we spoke a lot about his dedication to bringing in-language services to all our communities that need it so that they can actively participate in our process. And I know the Board of Supervisors currently is also focused on that, and I thank you for it. Eddie achieved his law degree in 2001, and shortly after began his career with the county, where he has worked for City Council, the Assessor's Office, and the Board of Supervisors. He values community service, and he has served as president of the Los Angeles County Asian American Employees Association. And they're here with us today. And just a plug, the Chinese American Museum will be honoring Lasea on September 19th at the Bonaventure Hotel downtown as one of our history makers. He also served as chair of the Faith and Community Empowerment, and he's a member of the Asian Pacific Islander American Public Affairs Association. So he's a busy man. As the executive officer for the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, Eddie will lead the department of nearly 500 employees to oversee administration for our board. That's a very important charge. I look forward to seeing this organization flourish under Eddie's leadership. So, Mr. Edward Yuen, congratulations. There will be many challenges ahead, but we know that you're the best person for the job. Yes. Now I'll turn over the program to the Honorable Janice Han, Supervisor for the 4th District.
I don't know why anybody needs to say anything else. I don't know why we need to say anything else. That was pretty good. Well, good morning, everyone. I am Supervisor Janice Han, and it is so good to be here this morning to celebrate our newest department head, our new executive officer, Eddie Yuen. And it's clear when I walked in the door for the first time and saw the incredible turnout of Eddie's colleagues, friends, family, people off the street apparently. I knew that this was going to be a very special swearing in. You know, we do every department head swearing in right here in the boardroom of the Kenneth Hahn Hall of Administration. But I thought today I was feeling it was particularly appropriate for our executive officer because even though the responsibilities of this department are broad, and I'm sure you'll hear a lot about that from some of my colleagues, I was thinking that so much of the heart of this job happens right here in this room. The 5 of us, the all-women LA County Board of Supervisors, we make big decisions together in this room. And that's important because we don't make deals behind closed doors. We make them right here in public. And not just in full view of the public, but with their input and with the public's engagement. And we ask our executive officer to be a lot of things for this board. But most importantly, we ask them to facilitate our board meetings and ensure that not only the public have access, but that we hear everything people have to say about an issue before we make our decisions. And lately, this job has gotten bigger since now we sometimes have hundreds of people who are calling into our meetings from their homes or their offices. And many times we have stopped when maybe we couldn't hear somebody clearly, or there seemed to be a glitch on the phone, or we heard that people couldn't get through. And it is up to our executive officers to make sure that our meetings are open and honest and fair and transparent. You know, Eddie has already proven himself to be such a dedicated public servant, and as leader of the president of the LA County Asian American Employees Association and as the chair of the Faith and Community Empowerment. Eddie, congratulations on your new role. Like all of our department head roles, this job isn't easy, but you have a great team behind you and an incredible group of colleagues across our departments who I know stand ready to provide any support and guidance that you may need. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the supervisor from the 5th District, Supervisor Catherine Barger.
Well, good morning. First of all, I am so impressed, Eddie, that our representative, your, I think, counterparts from Sacramento County flew down to celebrate this occasion. So thank you all. Thank you. So congratulations, Eddie. And I am truly thrilled to welcome you. And I'm really happy to see our city council from San Marino is here. We both live in the same community. So thank you all for coming down. And I know it was said, but I know how passionate you are about public service. What we do here in the county is a sign of our ongoing commitment to serving the needs of all of our communities. We dedicate our lives to make LA County an even better place to live, work, and yes, to play. With that comes a pledge to always place the public above all else. You illustrate that commitment when you left a lucrative legal career to join the rank and file of our county workforce. That's because you truly do care about people, and we see that with what we see in front of us in the audience. When you are not, when you are not here at the Hall of Administration, you are spending your time mentoring and volunteering. While you may have lived all across the county, I take great pride in knowing that you were born in Lancaster in the 5th District. Who would have thought? Representing the Antelope Valley, I know what a special place it is and how generous and gracious its residents are. It's also encouraging to know how much you appreciate the North County and consider it a touchstone for your life. It's even more special knowing, I bet you didn't know this, that you were named after Edwards Air Force Base. Who knew? Yeah. What a remarkable tribute to the community and an early indicator of what public service would mean to you and your family. I know your family has greatly shaped your values in many ways, and I so respect and admire your mom and dad for really instilling in you a sense of community. Your earliest work experience in your family's hospitality business lent itself well to how you've succeeded in the county. That taught you the importance of anticipating customers' needs and exceeding their expectations. You've shared with me an astute observation that there is a little difference between exceptional customer service and genuine public service. I couldn't agree more. I appreciate your commitment to making a meaningful difference. I know the region well, and you know it well, and you love it just as much as I do. I know you've had the opportunity to live or attend school in almost every district, and you played different basketball leagues in every district. Again, who knew? That must be why you've been such a team player for this county. I'm confident your leadership skills, coupled with your customer service approach, will lead to great success that makes our county more efficient and effective. But I know that none of that matters nearly as much as your family, especially your wife and 2 children, who are your highest priority and greatest accomplishment. And they will continue to be a rock for you through their unwavering support as you take on this new challenge. My sincerest congratulations and thank you for assuming this role. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Supervisor Hilda Solis to say a few words. Thank you and congratulations.
Whoa. Thank you, Supervisor Barger, and also want to welcome everyone here today. You know, Eddie Yuen is no stranger to these halls and to this building. And first of all, I want to thank your family, because I know they're the pillar. They're really the folks that made you who you are, the people that you surround yourself with. And I'm honored to have met them, and especially your wife, Michelle, your daughter, Scarlett. Scarlett, we saw her out at some of the events. She goes, son, Caleb. Hi, Caleb. Yay. And parents, Paul and Paige Yuen. Thank you to the family and to the parents. And several of Eddie's siblings and friends are in the audience. You can wave so we can see who you are. Oh, just a few people. Awesome, awesome. And just want to, again, thank everyone for being here. It is such a beautiful, beautiful morning for us today. I want to thank Dr. Gay Yuen, who said earlier she's a commissioner for me on the Human Relations Commission, but she is also a powerhouse. And powerhouses stick together, and they help our community, and she's been one of those pillars. So I want to personally thank her for advocating on behalf of the Chinese American and AAPI community for your decades of work, and also your friendship to the County Board of Supervisors. I think each and every one of us know you. So thank you so much for doing this today. Couldn't have thought of a better idea, Eddie. Awesome to have her come in and do this. You know, over the last few years, I've gotten to know Eddie a lot better. But I'll tell you, one thing that stood through for me was his traits, his character, his dedication to lifting people up, regardless of what background, ethnicity, or where you live. And I saw that demonstrated here at the County Board of Supervisors, but I saw it also on display in the community many, many times. But it isn't just the personality. It isn't just that. It's his talent, skills, and experience. He earned a law degree from Loyola Law School, as you heard. He also earned a business administration degree from USC. Very good things to have. I'm a Trojan too. But that doesn't say everything. For me, Eddie has just demonstrated so much in bringing coalitions together, and it's very evident to me. You see it on display here in this room. All the people that have come together. I'm glad to see our department heads here, because I know many of you know Eddie, and you've known him for many years. But there's so many people in the community that never maybe had purview into seeing what the County Board of Supervisors is all about. Now we have one of the highest ranking AAPI individuals who's been in the trenches. But he's worked hard. He's worked very hard behind the scenes, I think, to get here. And I just want to say that I met him also through his efforts with Lysaea, and I know many of the members are here. Thank you so much for being the glue that keeps a lot of the employees and different employee groups that are here today. I want to also recognize them for being here, all the LA County associations that are here. I know you're here. Stand if you want to be recognized. I see Bob Mesa, I see the Hispanic, the African American, AAPI, Chicano Employees Association. Eddie, you got a lot of friends. And it's indicative of who you are. You have spent so much time mentoring people, and I know that many of you here are in the room, and we're proud of you as well. But I'm even prouder of what Eddie's going to be doing with the executive office as our lead there, because it's true. Anyone that sits in the seat that he has is going to be dealing with 5 supervisors. The fact that we're women is one thing. But we also have our, we also have our personalities. We also have our values. And we didn't just get here just sitting there, right? So, we are about business, and we want Eddie to be successful, because if he's successful, then we are all successful. And that, for me, is the bottom line. And he has proven his leadership time and time again. Well, I already said he's mentored people. He's going to be doing that in the EO office and staff. He's going to collaborate and uplift the workforce. And we all will be there with him, right there, not to hold him up, because he may have to hold us up sometimes. And he does that every meeting that we have here. He's the one that helps to make sure that all the things go correctly here, and I know our chair knows that. And we're all appreciative of that person who sits at that table, but also has the cooperation of their staff. But just a little bit about his background. Maybe some people are not aware that the time that he spent in county council, because he is a lawyer, he oversaw many of the largest departments here in the county. Department of Mental Health, DHS, DPW, just to name a few, and many others. Those are the biggest agencies, departments in LA County, and he had a chance to work and advise those leaders of those departments. So he deserves a big round of applause just for getting through that. But he's a visionary. He's also looking at where we go as a board. And I was very pleased to hear of his work and recommendations that he brought about with respect to a law that now more tightly asks for us to provide more transparency. And it's known as the Levine Act. And I want to thank him for starting something there, and I know it's going to grow. And we're going to need everybody to help us, including County Council and all of us working together on that. He's done a lot. He's helped to streamline the Assessment Appeals Board and public education program to assist property owners in automating the employee onboarding process. Hey, that's awesome. And he was very involved in the county's COVID restitution plan. Eddie, I just can't tell you how excited I am that you are here and you are present and that you are going to be a game changer for us here at the County Board of Supervisors and moving ahead, because you're going to inspire many people. The 10 million people that we all represent, you also represent. You're a public servant. Public servants don't just do this because they make a lot of money. Hello. I don't think it's about that. I think it's about dedication, and it's about heart, and it's about integrity and respect. So I am just so proud to be here and to know you as a friend, and look forward to working with you and our communities, all of them. So with that, I would like to now introduce Supervisor Holly Mitchell, representing the 2nd District. Thank you.
Good morning. I have to say, Eddie, I thought about you on my walk this morning. What a season we are all living in. Amen. I mean, just take that for however you interpret it. What a season. And as all of you have heard, I think, Eddie, people make assumptions about your role. Like people make assumptions about our role. They see us here on Tuesdays and they think that's the extent of the job. Far from it. And so you've heard my colleagues talk about the way in which he supports us, but it doesn't take 500 people to support the 5 of us. The depth and breadth of this position goes deep and far and wide. And the reason I thought about you this weekend is we looked at how the whole nation came to a standstill, how our Superior Court is still at a standstill, is because of technology and the role you play in making sure that the technology works, not just for us, but for everyone. This job and the responsibilities go deep and wide. To include, he leads a team that provides not only the critical administrative support to the board, but he also leads the team that provides important support for many of our county commissions and manages the commission appointment process. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was elected to this board in 2020, it blew my hair back, the number of commissions that are in the county. It's in the hundreds. The Quality and Productivity Commission, Economy and Efficiency Commission, the Youth Commission, the Civil Service Commission, the new LGBTQ+ Commission are just a few examples of the commission that our executive office supports. Our board has also placed additional functions in the board's executive office, such as the Office of Child Protection, Chief Sustainability Officer, the Sheriff Civilian Oversight Commission, the Probation Oversight Commission, the Office of the Inspector General, and the County Equity Oversight Panel. The Executive Office is also home to the new important county work that's being led by our Prevention and Promotion Systems Governing Committee. And there are important changes that this work can do to help the county impact lives of our residents through proactive prevention. Are you sure you still want the job? It's also important that he ensures that resources are allocated appropriately to provide the services that each of these functions needs to be successful. We don't create these commissions and create these new departments and initiatives for them to not affect change. And so making sure that resources and appropriate professional support are a part of it is what this department does. So I talked about this season we all are living in. Many of our department heads just last week had an opportunity to hear from an author of a book, Jennifer Palke, who wrote a really life-changing, frankly, book for me called Recoding America: Why Government Doesn't Work and What We Can Do to Make It Better. It talks about technology and how in many government systems technology fails. And it's for real reasons: lack of resources, lack of initiative, lack of creative, innovative thinking, lack of sustained commitment. And so you have a unique opportunity in this season to lead your team of 500 differently, perhaps than ever before. Being innovative, visionary, asking for help when you need it, which is sometimes hard for leaders to do, but I'm gonna strongly suggest if you need help, ask. Because we have an opportunity on behalf of the 112,000 employees of LA County, on behalf of the 10 million plus people who call LA County home, to lead the county differently and better. And you have the opportunity in this new position to lead that work. And we're gonna stand with you and stand in front of you when we need to, alongside you when we need to, and flank your back when we need to, because your success is critical to our collective success. I'm glad to see your fellow department heads here with you. Glad to see your department heads here with you. Hope that those of you who are commissioners will step up to the plate and continue to serve your constituents, and know that if you have a complaint, call Eddie. Congratulations again. It gives me great pride to introduce to you the fearless chairwoman of the LA County Board of Supervisors, who also represents the 3rd Supervisorial District, Supervisor Lindsay Horvath.
Good morning. It is so wonderful. Hey, I love that. Lots of energy in the room, and it's really wonderful to start a week in this way with such joy and enthusiasm and hope for what is next. I'm very proud to be here to swear in our new executive officer for the Board of Supervisors, Eddie Yuen. It's an easy applause line today. I'm going to keep saying that. I welcome our county department heads, our executive office staff, Eddie's family and friends, as well as everyone who has joined us here today for this momentous occasion. And my colleagues have already said so much, so I'm going to keep my remarks a little bit brief, but I do want to talk about why I am so excited to be here this morning in support of Eddie as our executive officer, especially since I had to overcome that very little thing y'all were talking about. You are associated with a school that, as a graduate of Notre Dame and UCLA, is very hard for me to talk about. And yet here we are. Eddie brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to the job, and his experience is particularly impressive because he's worked across the county during his career, gaining a holistic view of how the county operates, including working with over a dozen departments as a county council attorney, leading a team of more than 160 employees at the assessor's office, improving our county's responsiveness to taxpayers, as well as leading change management strategies at the executive office of the board. As the executive officer, he will lead the department's nearly 500 employees and oversee its $340 million budget, and I know that his experience has prepared him for this challenge. The executive office is a particularly important department, as you have heard this morning, not just because they assist the board, but because of how much they interact with the public, whether it's at our weekly board meetings, through the county's many commissions and boards, or through records requests and so many other things that the public comes to your office in request of. I am confident that Eddie will lead the department with a focus on serving the public and ensuring that they receive the best service possible, while also continuing to look at ways to improve interactions with the public. Eddie's also involved, as you heard, in many statewide organizations, community service and mentorship associations, and community empowerment groups. And when you give your life professionally into public service, to step up additionally in all of these roles and give of yourself even more says a lot about the depth of your character and who you choose to be as a human being, and I think that's incredibly inspiring. His involvement in these organizations outside of the workplace show his continued commitment to improving the community, his fellow employees, and himself. And on a personal note, I was impressed by his fresh take on how things can improve through innovation and department participation. And I am very clear that you are not afraid of change, that you're willing to work with everyone to make this the best possible LA County that we can be. And I appreciate that your leadership will call that out of each of us and from all of us in the county family. I know that Eddie is the right person for the job, and I look forward to working with him and with all of you in service to his work. I also thank him in advance for continuing to assist me as chair each Tuesday. That is not an easy thing to do, in part because of me and in part because of the job. And I thank you for all of the ways that you think on your feet. With that, I would like to welcome up Eddie now to officially swear him in as our new executive officer of the board.
Handing the Bible to the person.
There we go. Okay. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Edward Yuen,
During such times
as
I hold the office
hold the office
of Executive Officer
of Executive Officer
of the County of Los Angeles,
of the County of Los Angeles,
I do solemnly swear
that
that I will support and defend
I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion,
or purposes of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, all right. I swear there weren't as many people in here, and then all of a sudden everyone stood up. It's like, wait a second, did we add people? Wow, I think pretty much the supervisors have said it all, so thank you very much. Honestly, I'm so grateful for everyone coming out here today. I think when we send out our RSVPs, I've been in the event planning business, and typically when you have a free event, it's like of the RSVPs you get, it's probably about 50% who come out, and then you start offering free food, you might probably get about 70%. So I'm really grateful for everyone for coming out here today. Thank you very much. I also just want to acknowledge all the family and friends who have come from all over the place. Obviously, we have our LA County family here, all the county departments. We have our department heads. We have colleagues of mine from all the 3 departments I've worked with. But also we have, I believe I have some friends out from Santa Barbara who've come out here. And then also I want to make a special recognition to my colleagues from Sacramento County, Flo Evans, who's brought out her team. Thank you very much for coming out just for this occasion. Thank you so much. I guess just briefly, Flo and I, we've met each other at the Clerk of the Board Association. We've been to several conferences in Sacramento, as well as I think Alameda County in Oakland last year, and we've just really kind of connected. And she's actually showed me many of the ways of my responsibility of what the Clerk of the Board should be. So thank you, Flo, for being such a great mentor of mine. Thank you. So I want to start by saying, 我要感谢大家今天能参加我的就职典礼。So what I just said is hamburgers, burgers, fries, and maybe a milkshake. No, I do. Basically, I wanted to test something out, just to let you know, supervisors. We're actually running a test right now of a translation device, and we're speaking in English. It's going to be translated in Chinese right now, and we're just testing it out. But then I just reverse that, and I'm going to test that thing. I'm going to innovate, and I'm going to make sure that thing goes reverse, too. So the idea is that when you're hearing a second language, you can hear it in English and then vice versa. So we're doing it already. So thank you to the Pegasus folks who are in the booth somewhere over there. So anyways, I did say thank you for everyone for attending my swearing-in ceremony. I am truly honored to be sharing this dais with the Board of Supervisors. When I started in the county years ago as a deputy county counsel, I have never dreamed of leading a department. In fact, it was my intent to work for about 5 years, and then I would leave and start my own practice. I mean, that's pretty much what everyone thinks when they start in the county. But then 2008, the recession came, and I recognized how fortunate I was to work for the county. For the last 19 years, I've been proud to say that I work for the county, and I would get upset at family and friends who would ask me how my job was at the city. County, $46 billion budget, way bigger than the city of LA, way bigger. 5 Board of Supervisors, come on. So my job for many years as counsel was to protect and support the Board of Supervisors through my representation of department clients. And now, my job description is literally to protect and support the Board of Supervisors. So I stand before you today thankful for this opportunity to lead the executive office, to our amazing Board of Supervisors, or otherwise known as the Fabulous Five. Chair Horvath, Supervisor Solis, Supervisor Mitchell, Supervisor Hahn, Supervisor Barger. You recognize that order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your leadership in the County of Los Angeles is nothing short of historical. Your priorities, including Care First, Jails Last, Breathe, the Guaranteed Income Program, poverty alleviation, elimination of homelessness, and anti-racism, inspires and innovates how the county achieves public service. I am honored to do my part as your executive officer, and I am incredibly motivated to serve in this role. Let me also extend a heartfelt thank you to the incredible board staff, especially your chief of deputies and chief of staffs. Their dedication is truly inspiring. They not only, yes, I know, everywhere, yes. They not only manage their own complex operations, but also work tirelessly to ensure the board's visions become reality. And to my colleagues who I share a stage with every Tuesday, CEO Fizia Davenport and County Counsel Don Harrison, you and your teams have been such a tremendous help in getting me prepared for our board meetings. And I want to thank you for your commitment to ensure my smooth transition. I also don't want to forget ISD Director Michael O. There you go. He's my partner in ensuring the boardroom operates smoothly. I want to thank you and your staff to making sure everything works in the building, but especially on Tuesday during the board meetings. I just want to make sure, you know, your staff, please make sure that when the air vents don't blow directly on the supervisors. Okay, it does get a little chilly, okay? I just want to make sure. And then to my staff, building management, the electricity on the, so that we can have heaters in case it gets too cold, please. We got to make sure that all that stuff gets done. All right. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge Assessor Jeff Prang. While he couldn't join us today, his influence on my journey deserves recognition. Serving on his executive team wasn't just a job. It was an invaluable education and a dedication needed in truly serving the Board of Supervisors. The lessons I learned there are the foundation I'll use to approach this new role with the effectiveness it deserves. And to my department head colleagues, thank you for your patience on board days. You wait in the back, anticipating my staff to shepherd you onto the dais for questioning. Your cooperation is immensely helpful for us to ensure an efficient board day. And then thank you to Yuen, Human Relations Commissioner, Chair of the Chinese American Museum. Thank you for your kind and inspiring words today, as well as being a pioneer in bilingual education. I appreciate you being here today. On the dais with me today is my wonderful family. First, I want to express my deepest gratitude to my parents. They came to the United States after the passage of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 to build a better life. My father first arrived in Atlanta, Georgia in the late 1960s, witnessing the influence of the civil rights movement. Then they started a family with my mother, my father later started a family with my mother in Lancaster, near Edwards Air Force Base, and as you learned, that's where I got my name. Their work ethic and core values of fairness, integrity, and accountability shaped my moral compass and woke my passion for service. Michelle, my wife, you've been my rock, but more than that, you've been my inspiration. Each morning, you are yes. You are the first to wake up and the last to go to sleep. In addition to raising our children and having a full-time job, she is an advocate for others. Thank you for your unwavering support, for your patience during my long work hours, and the countless times you understood when duty called. And then to my dear Scarlett and Caleb, you are the constant reminders of the reason why I strive for excellence. I want you to know that my work isn't taking time away from you. It's showing you what dedication and service truly mean. And yes, Scarlett, when I take you to school and I turn on educational videos on YouTube, it is intentional. I'd also like to recognize those supporting me throughout my journey. My grandparents from both my parents' side who have since passed away, my Aunt Paula, my father-in-law, Robert, my sister Janice, somewhere, and my brother, William, my cousin Carol, who's in New Jersey, and my extended family here, Uncle Jeffrey, as well as my brother-in-law, Brian. You have each helped me develop into the person I am today, and I want to thank you for your love and your continued support. And to my many friends out there in the audience, thank you to my county family at County Council, the Office of the Assessor, the Executive Office, and to the many employees I have worked with over the years as clients, collaborators, or just as colleagues bouncing ideas off of each other. Our encounters have molded the foundation of my knowledge. And then to our locally elected officials, you guys are all over here, right? So let me look towards you. What an honor it is to have you here today. I am truly blessed to have those who have been elected by the people in their districts and their constituents for you to be here. I believe I heard maybe there are some assembly members here. I can't really see anyone. Is Mike Ng's here? The Venerable Mike Ng, who we always invite to every single event because he is a man of many words. Every one of us who ever hosts any event, we pattern ourselves on Mike Ng. I also see Lily Lee Chen over there. Thank you very much for coming out. And to all the city council members of I know San Marino is here. I believe Temple City is here. Arcadia is here. Alhambra, Monterey Park. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mayor Wong is right there. Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming out. And to those of you who are here from the community organizations, businesses, nonprofits, thank you for your involvement with the county and for your attendance today. I especially want to thank the LA County Employees Associations. Obviously, I want to thank the Asian American Employees Association, an organization that I've led for about 6 years. Thank you for joining me on this journey, allowing me to lead you into the direction that we've gone. And what direction that is? It's about working with other organizations like the African American Employees Associations. Hi, Delora, I see you there. We also have the Hispanic Managers Association. I know Robert's probably out there, but I saw Erica. Thank you very much. We also have the Chicano Employees Association. Johanna, are you out here? There you go. But I also recognize we have so many more employees associations like the Chinese Employees Association, Vietnamese, Indian, Cambodian, Filipino. Am I missing something? We have Asian Fire. We have Asian Probation. Thanks to all of you, your dedication and spirit for our community inspires me in this role. Finally, I'd like to thank my team at the Executive Office for putting together this wonderful event, especially to Celine Giron for being the conductor in preparation for this event. Thank you to Kim Del Almeida and Jennifer Ixta from AAB. I know there's going to be a wonderful, colorful balloons out there. Sorry, Supervisor Horvath, they are cardinal gold. You for creating the balloon archers, you really captured my love for USC. I'm truly impressed by the display of creativity and commitment to my passion for USC. And all I can say to that is fight on. So when I first stepped into the executive office 3 years ago as an assistant executive officer, I dove into the work identifying gaps in service and making connections. But I didn't just land in a new role. My journey in county council awakened a passion for tackling complex legal challenges with resourceful solutions. Later at the assessor's office, the spirit of public service truly resonated with me. There, I championed clear communication, guiding constituents through the property tax system to ensure their fair assessment. I was constantly reminded that the work by county departments influenced the board's policy decisions. That's why I jumped at the chance to join the executive office as AEO and now to lead it as the executive officer. I also honed my leadership skills in my volunteer work as the president of the Los Angeles County Asian American Employees Association. Through LASEA and the work with other county employees associations, we joined forces with departments to promote public services like the VSAP voting systems, COVID testing, rental assistance, immigration rights, and anti-racism initiatives to communities that had limited knowledge about the county due to language barriers. Today, I stand before you not just as an employee of Los Angeles County Executive Office, but as a proud member of a family that shapes the very fabric of our vibrant community. The Executive Office Board of Supervisors might not be the first name that comes to mind when you think of Los Angeles County service. We don't patrol the streets or provide direct social services. But make no mistake, we are the silent engine that keeps the county running smoothly. So what is our impact to the county? I've been sharing this story about a janitor working at NASA. And someone asked him what his job was. The janitor replied, "I put people on the moon." Although you may not realize it, your work in the executive office has a ripple effect that touches the rest of the county. Every employee in the executive office has a role that impacts the board's decision-making. If you work for the Commission services, you support advisory groups like the Human Relations Commission and the Chief Sustainability Office, helping them guide the board on policy proposals. If you work in customer service, IRM, communications, compliance, you help facilitate public engagement with the board. This includes creating scrolls, managing online platforms for public comments, public outreach efforts, overseeing the retention of board correspondence, and making sure the public has access to information about board activities and decisions. If you work for the Assessment Appeals Board, you play a crucial role in ensuring a fair and equitable property tax system in Los Angeles County. By providing a venue for property owners to challenge their assessments, the board helps to ensure that everyone pays their fair share of property taxes. And if you work for the EO's Administration Division, you play a vital role to support the operation of each supervisor's office by handling day-to-day tasks like budgeting, accounting, and personnel. This frees up the board's time to focus on core duties like policy development, public hearings, and voting on critical issues that impact the public. And finally, if you work in divisions that involve the board agenda in the meetings, these are our board operations unit, building management. Actually, in fact, every single division in the department touches the board meetings. So all of you safeguard the uninterrupted conduct of meetings to assist the board to make informed decisions. We at the EO are the bridge between the Board of Supervisors' vision and the tangible improvements felt by every resident. If you are passionate about public service, if you are driven to make a difference, then the Los Angeles County Executive Office Board of Supervisors is the place for you. Here, you won't just have a job, you'll have a purpose. Once again, thank you to the Board of Supervisors for this appointment, and I look forward to serving and guiding this department to becoming the ultimate public service provider. Thank you. All right, now go.
Wait, there's end credits that will be rolling. So sit down. So let's show Eddie our love once more and congratulate him. We wish you success. We're so proud of you. Before we roll the end credits, I want to ask all department heads to stay because we want to take a group picture on the dais later. Thank you all for joining us today. This concludes our ceremony. As you make your way out to the foyer to see where the balloons are, there will be refreshments and snacks. Kindly provided by us, to us by Nini Bakery, Summery Bakery, and authentic Taiwanese beverages donated by NT Foods in El Monte, and also hosted by the Los Angeles County Asian American Employees Association. Go safely, and we congratulate you, Eddie. And I can't help but be the Chinese tiger mom. We're expecting a lot from you. Thank you so much.